Hi friends, let's begin from the yesterday's topic, last topic which we were discussing. We had discussed till about the various types of clouds. What are the reasons for the presence of water in the atmosphere? There we had studied about the relative humidity, absolute humidity, then condensation, precipitation, and evaporation, dew point, saturation point, latent heat of vaporization, freezing point, etc. we had studied. Now the last topic of this chapter is precipitation. Okay, precipitation is something which is related to the rainfall. Actually it is the rainfall only. Okay, when the clouds have reached a saturation level after beyond which it is not able to uh, retain water in it, then it begins precipitation, that is the falling of rain onto the surface of earth. Okay, this happens when the temperature is lower than 0 degree centigrade. Okay, and this is actually the rainfall condition. When the snowfall occurs, then the precipitation takes place in the form of fine flakes when the temperature falls below 0 degree centigrade, that it reaches the freezing temperature or below that. Okay, then snowfall occurs, or in the mostly the places such as northern hemisphere and all. Okay, then sleet and hail are also formed and they come to the surface of earth. Sleet is a frozen raindrop and refrozen melted snow water. Okay, when the layer of air with the temperature above the freezing point overlies a sub-freezing layer near the ground, precipitation takes place in the form of sleet. Raindrops which leave the warmer air encounter the colder air below. As a result, they solidify and reach the ground as small pellets of ice not bigger than the raindrops from which they are formed. They are smaller than the raindrops from which they have been formed. They form the sleets, or the very small kind of entity, frozen raindrops actually, which come to the surface of earth. Okay, now sometimes drops of rain after being released by the clouds become solidified into small rounded solid pieces of ice, and which reach the surface of earth and called as hailstones. They are also similar to that of the sleet. Okay, their size is approximately equal to that of the drop of rain. Okay, but sleet are slightly smaller particles. Both are solid actually. Okay, frozen part of the rainwater, drop of rain which falls onto the surface of earth in the form of hailstone and sleet. Okay, hailstone have several concentric layers of ice over one another. They are formed by the rainwater passing through the colder layers. This is the important thing. Hailstones are formed by the rainwater passing through the colder layers, and they have plenty number of concentric layers of ice over one another. The next topic is type of rainfall. We have convectional, orographic or relief, and a cyclonic or frontal. The convectional rain is when the air on being heated becomes light and rises up in the convection currents. As it rises, it expands and loses heat, and consequently condensation takes place and cumulus clouds are formed, and thunder and lightning heavy rainfall takes place, but this does not last for long. Such rain is commonly in summer and in hotter part of the day. It is very common in the equatorial region and interior parts of the continent, particularly in the northern hemisphere. So this is all about this convectional rain, actually the common kind of rain which is mostly found in the summer season, and the air on being heated becomes light and rises up in the convectional current. All we know, we have been studying from class 1, first class of this my video lectures of geography, not from standard 1. Okay, actually these are the basic concepts which need to be brushed up every time in every lecture. Okay, so while you are studying this interesting subject, geography. So these air rise and it expands and loses heat, and consequently condensation takes place as a common phenomena of the water cycle, hydrological cycle. And a cumulus clouds are formed. Cumulus clouds are also what? They are white kind of clouds. They are very located at a very high altitude. Okay, so with thundering and lightning, heavy rainfall takes place, but this does not last long. Okay, so sudden showers, hailstorms, thunders, etc. take place, but not for a very large duration of time. Such rain is common in the summer and the hotter part of the day. It's very common in the equatorial region and inner parts of the continents, particularly in the northern hemisphere. Okay. Next comes the orographic rain. When the saturated air mass comes across a mountain, it is forced to ascend, and as it rises, it expands, the temperature falls, and the moisture is condensed. The chief characteristic of this sort of rain is that the windward slope receive greater rainfall. After giving rain on the other slope, they descend and the temperature rise. Then their capacity to take the moisture increases, and hence these leeward slope remain rainless and dry. The area situated on the leeward side where gets less rain is called as the rain shadow area. It is also called as rain relief rain. So orographic rain is a common phenomena which is mostly observed in the mountainous regions. Okay, so air masses ascend, okay, across a mountain, expands, the temperature falls, and the moisture gets condensed. The chief characteristic of orographic rain is that the windward slope receive greater rainfall. Okay, and after giving rain to the windward side, when these winds reach the other slope, they descend and their temperature rises. Then their capacity to take moisture increases, and hence these leeward slopes remain rainless and dry. The area situated on the leeward side which gets less rainfall is called as the rain shadow area or the rain relief area. So the whatever the air masses rise and they form the clouds in there, they actually the windward side gets greater rainfall. Windward side of the mountain, slope of the mountain, windward slope of the mountain. After giving rain to the windward side, when these winds reach the other slope, they descend and the temperature rise. Then their capacity to take the moisture increases, and hence these leeward slopes remain rainless and dry. Okay, the intensity of moisture increases when they move from the windward side to the leeward side. Leeward side is actually the rain shadow area or the rain relief area because of the less condensation occurring there, because of the increasing temperature, because of the formation of moisture in the air. They do not pertain to support precipitation, okay, because of no cloud formation, because of the high temperature. We know that cloud formation occurs at a low temperature, but on the leeward side the temperature increases as the air masses from the windward side reach the slope and comes to the windward side, comes to the slope and comes to the leeward side, where because of the warmth they have a increase in temperature and no such condensation or anything occur because of the presence of moisture there in the leeward side. So that leeward side is called as the rain shadow area or the rain relief rain area, which is not having any kind of rainfall in it. Next comes the cyclonic rain, which we have studied in the previous chapter. Okay, what are the conditions for the formation of the cyclonic rain? An important condition is the presence of a low pressure area. Okay, and ultimately when it hits the surface of the earth, particularly in India and in the subcontinent, it occurs mostly in the month of July. Okay, 1st to 3rd July they hit Kerala coast, and after that they enter into the later parts of India, and from here it goes to the other sites too. So this is actually a phenomena which we had studied before, and we had also studied about the cyclonic and anticyclonic rain differences. Okay, so anticyclonic and cyclonic, which we had studied in the previous lecture, you can just go through them. Okay, and the next one is the world distribution of rainfall. Different places of the earth receive different amount of rainfall in the year, and that too is different in different season. So this is a common phenomena which we have practically observed in the life, that those places which are very close to the sea surfaces or water bodies, they have a large quantity of moisture in them. Okay, those places which are very near to the equator, they are receiving heavy temperature, and that's why they do not have that intense amount of rainfall in there. Okay, similar in the case where the places which are above the equatorial but near the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, particularly the Amazon area. Okay, they have presence of dense forests, and because of those forests, the presence of different saturation of air, the cool air, because of the warmth being provided by those dense forests into the air, the condensation conditions prevail because of the low temperature there, and that's why they start receiving the rainfall of very high intensity. Okay, similar is the case with when we just again rise above, go near the Tropic of Cancer. Again the tundra and the snow area, Arctic area come. We have less amount of rainfall seen in those places. Okay, so these are the common phenomena. Because of the latitudinal differences, we found differences in the rainfall pattern in those places. Okay, because of these rainfall patterns, there are existence of plenty number of other phenomena too. For example, cyclones, anticyclones, tornadoes and everything. Somewhere we have drought, somewhere we have excessive rainfall, but that too are not supporting any kind of good vegetative growth. Scanty rainfall, you may say. So these kinds of phenomena are actually seasonal and a routine kind of they are actually the routine kind of thing. Every time it occurs, it has been occurring for long. Okay, so it's all about all these. Amazon area receive extremely high rainfall. Okay, now the places near the equator receive very low rainfall. Okay, then the places near the Southeast Asia, they also receive extensively high rainfall. Evergreen forest resources are there, which receive 200 centimeters of rainfall, 150 centimeters of rainfall. In some places near the equator, we have deserts. There we have very scanty kind of rainfall, very less. In the tundra and the Arctic region, we do not receive kind of rainfall. There are always snow covering the entire area, which do not support any kind of evaporation or you know any kind of lower temperature at the above air front, which may support condensation. So there is no formation of cloud over there, which may bring precipitation. Okay, so all these are various kind of changes and diversities in the seasonal variations which may occur because of the various landforms present on the earth's surface, right from the Arctic region to the Antarctic region. Between that we have plenty number of rainforests, and we have plenty number of deserts, we have plenty number of plain areas, okay, which have varying kind of temperature. And these temperature differences always create some kind of havoc on the earth's surface. Either we have cyclones, tornadoes and other kind of phenomena, we have the drought conditions, we have the blowing of hot winds, we have the presence of we have the presence of the uh, snows fall and glacier melting in those places which have plenty amount of ice. So this was the end of the chapter, and I think all your concepts are cleared by now. These are all the basic phenomena which are associated with the formation of the various kinds of rainfall diversities on the surface of earth, how they form, what are the causes, where they are formed, what are the conditions prevailing for their occurrences, etc. These have been discussed by me in detail in this chapter. You may just go through these videos which I have uploaded in the playlist, particularly made of geography section. You may just go through that playlist and just check every video. Okay, I am going very point to point. Okay, whatever the things are being frequently being asked in the examination, those topics are only being covered, no excessive boggazing or anything. Okay, so I hope you are enjoying my lecture sessions. Stay tuned please, and if possible you may like, share and subscribe to my channel. Like the video, share this video and subscribe to my channel Catapult Vlogs. Thank you.